moving on to what's going on in the world.
What's going on? Mr. Vincent Kennedy McMahon. We have to talk about him. As much as I would still like to talk about myself and Disney, I'm going to push that to the
We got
side.
other episodes to talk about with that.
What is happening with WWE? Is this going to shake up the industry, do you think? Or do you think that he is just going to stick to being on the board? Do you think he's going to try and, because he's on the board of directors? Apparently 3 people have been removed. Vince is back on with 2 new people.
Yep.
Let's see.
Well, he's back on with previous board members that he had
previous, right
with him.
So Joe Ellen Lyons Dillon, Jeffrey Speed, and Alan Wexler have all been removed. Now I don't know if they're fired or if they have other roles. I don't know if they're just straight up fired. But now Vince is back. George Barrios and Michelle Wilson will join Vince as the replacements for the 3 that are gone. It says that Stephanie, Nick Khan, and Triple H are behind this 100%. But does this change anything? Do you think Vince is going to, have a say in what talent comes in and out the door? Because if that's the case, we're going to go back to the era before everything changed for the better.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's exactly what I'm thinking. I think he's going to slowly move back there.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're going to start to see and which I think there has been, and there's been people who have speculated he still did have a little pixie dust over the creative team, but I think you're slowly going to see some influence, and then probably WrestleMania. How's Vince McMahon going to miss WrestleMania, right? That's where I could see. Remember what happened after WrestleMania back in the day? The mass exodus of talent. And I could see it happening again because all these guys they brought back, Vince didn't want. And now they're all there.
Is Vince McMahon going to strut down the aisle at WrestleMania and appear on camera?
I wouldn't doubt it at this point.
Well, another thing I'm hearing is that they're trying to sell that rumor that's been around forever. It's very out there right now. They want to sell the company.
Yeah, I'll see it when I believe it. I don't think they're ever going to. I think this, if anything, he's using that as leverage to get back into the fold. I don't think they're ever going to sell it. I really can't see it.
What a disaster. If I'm a talent that Vince hated and then Hunter loved, he brings me back and here comes Vince through the door. Am I scared that I'm going to get fired? Are all these guys freaking out? I can't imagine what the locker room is feeling right now.
It's like I said, it's a massive amount. It's that Johnny Gargano, even Killer Cross. They were let go, and look, he's back. He's a main event guy now, and if Vince comes back, he might be wearing the S&M outfit they were putting him in before he got released. That's
so terrible. I feel so bad for these people. I think this is the worst case scenario for the company. I really do.
I'm happy to see him back only because I love how the AEW marks and stuff. I love how they flip out about Vince. I don't know. I like him being in the news. I like him being around because that hardcore nerd wrestling fan base hates Vince so much that I love seeing him around just to spite them.
Well, I put this question on my Twitter page this morning because when I woke up, it was all over the place, right? And a lot of the responses were, "Oh, Tony Khan's going to buy it." That he's going to make 2 brands. And I'm like,
yeah.
Oh,
that
okay.
ain't happening.
I don't think so. No, I don't see that happening either. There he is. That's the picture I used, actually.
Yeah, it's from your post.
Oh, there. It's my Twitter. Okay.
Oh, what's going on TMZ?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know what that Tony's face.
Yeah, there's Husey. I'm still shocked that anyone thought he was really gone. Vince's retirement was like kiss his farewell tour. It's a great
Husey always has the zingers. I love him. He's great. Yeah, I guess this is a case where we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens. But I tell you, if I'm in the locker room and I'm one of those talents that just came back, I'm like freaking out right now.
Yeah,
Really.
I would absolutely think that Candice LeRae, Johnny's wife, that one tag team that's paired with Bailey, they were brought back.
Oh my God.
I mean, tons of people in NXT. The one that people have been joking about and that I thought about was Regal. Regal.
Oh, well,
What's Regal gonna do?
why did Vince not like him?
Vince let him go. You
Mm.
know, he said he had a good relationship with Vince, but Vince leaving was the catalyst for Regal leaving AEW and coming back because he thought he'd be working with
Oh
Triple
goodness,
H.
I didn't know that. Oh my
Yeah, so
God.
Regal's coming back, and if Vince is back in charge,
Well, maybe Tony Khan will
there's only one guy in that company who's like, "Oh, wow, that's really great. He's back," and it's Shawn Michaels because he's never going to be on Vince's. So Shawn
No,
Michaels is happy that
for
Vince is
life.
coming back because he doesn't care.
This is unbelievable. This is such a huge story. Everybody is up in arms about it. I feel bad for that talent base that's there that just got back
Yeah,
in. And goodness, what's gonna happen?
yeah. I like I said, I like making fun of the nerdy wrestling fans, but not the guys. I don't want them to lose their jobs.
No, not at
Yeah,
all.
I want to see the fans lose their shit, not the guys lose their jobs. In a perfect world, he'll keep everybody.
And the fans, why do you have to pick like one over the other? Like, I understand you have a preference, but is it that important that you have to like fight over it and cause like internet wars and riots over the on Twitter and on just in general, like, oh, AEW is better. Oh, well, no, it's not. WWE is better. And I see literally people cursing, screaming at each
Yeah.
other,
Oh,
fighting.
yeah.
I mean, it's great that you're passionate about it, but there's more to life than the debate on which company is better. I'm in the business and I watched everything back then. And I worked for ECW, but I can admit I loved the NWO angle. Like, that was one of my favorite angles ever in wrestling. I thought that was the coolest concept. You know what I mean? Like, and I was a huge WWF fan before I even got into the business.
Right.
So, but, my loyalty was with ECW, but I'm not going to go around and say, well, WWF sucks balls and WCW talent stinks and blah, blah, blah. Like, I, as a fan, like, enjoy it. Just sit back and enjoy it. And if you don't like it, don't watch it.
Well, that all changed around 2000 because WCW was terrible. So you couldn't watch
and
WCW
that's
anymore.
your opinion, and everybody has their opinion, but it's like, I would never go on the internet and fight you on it. All these companies are good for business. I mean, I don't even think we've ever had this many companies going on at one time that I could remember.
You'd have to go back to the territory days for that.
And I wasn't a fan back then. That since I've been in the business, there's right now, there's so many different places to work, and it's great because, there's so much talent out there and the guys are really busting their asses working. But I don't know. I just can't get behind Vince coming back. And we all knew he would at some point.
Right.
But I just, I have a bad feeling about this. Really bad feeling.
Yeah, I don't I don't know how it's gonna go, but I thought the whole time, how can you not have WrestleMania without Vince's involvement? And it looks like we're gonna have.
Can he just be a silent partner?
I thought maybe like this would be the year that put Vince in the Hall of Fame, and it would be a celebration of some of his best moments, but no, he's gonna be back in full force, and it's gonna be, they're gonna be bringing back some of that ridiculous Vince McMahon booking that everybody knows and loves. So
I would just 77 years old. If I was 77 and had those millions that he has, I'd be sitting somewhere in the tropics or the French Riviera, just enjoying my life. Like you're pushing 80. Just relax, enjoy your money and enjoy your life. God, I don't want to that power hungriness. You know what I mean? Insane.
It's insane. But I mean, if I were him, I'd be on that island or in the tropics with one of the many women that I've been linked to over the last few years, keeping myself occupied.
Exactly. I mean, he's Vince McMahon. I'm sure he's got plenty of women trying to be with him, but he just, I guess he just loves it so much, you know, he's got to be a part of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's itching to come back, and I'm excited to see what happens. But I pray that people don't lose their jobs, because it's really going to be a sad day for the business if that's what happens. So we're going to keep an eye on this story as it develops.